Hi, this is Mark. This is a trade I've taken this week. I did break the rules, but then again I've been doing this a long time. For you, if you're new, you should stick to the rules. But I took a trade on the NZD based on correlation, and if you're not familiar with it, this is mataf.net, and I'll put the link in the post. So correlation works on a daily chart. The EUR/USD is going in the same direction as the pound 85% of the time. And the EUR/USD is going the same way as NZD 77% of the time. AUD's slightly been out of whack of late, 58% on the daily, but I'll show you something in a minute. Dollar yen's usually going down at the same time, 64% of the time, as is the CAD 71 and the Swissy 78. And on a 4-hour, you can see that the correlation's getting closer again on NZD. NZD and AUD, they're virtually the same a lot of the time. So then you've got almost perfect correlation going on here. So if the pound moves up and the Aussie moves up, the Kiwi should be going up as well, as should the EUR/USD. And so I took a trade on the NZD, and for these reasons. I was watching the dollar index on Wednesday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and for me Wednesday it broke the channel, and it's sat on the EMAs at the moment to be expected and still above 78.6 fib. So not a complete breakout. But what went on with this one is that the euro on Tuesday broke the 78.6 fib. So for me, once price breaks the 78.6 fib, I am thinking this is a change in direction. So now I will need to fib the recent low to the new high. So that's my thinking for next week. The pound also broke on the Wednesday, and the pound broke on the Wednesday, I think it was 11 a.m. candlestick time. So on a 1 hour, this was the pound break, and this was actually a standard M2 if you were trading on a 1 hour breakout, perfect pullback, and off it went. So here, this was 11 a.m. And then the AUD made its move and broke 78.6 on the Tuesday. So that was already a clue that the NZD was going to follow. And then the NZD, this was the move here. Now, the reason I got in when I did, I say the euro and the others had set off anyway. This was on Tuesday, this 55 EMA was pointing up here, ready to go. But we were still stuck below the 78.6 fib. Now remember, I've just shown you the pound, 11 a.m. UK time, made the move, whereas the NZD made a mini move here, and I got in here on a bit of a pullback on a 1 hour. This was at 4 p.m. So 4 or 5 hours later, I felt that we'd had some consolidation, resistance became support, and it looked like a good setup to me. Now, it's Friday. It's only done 29 pips today, an average of 41, but it only did 20 yesterday as well. So I'm not sure what this is going to do. First things first, is always, when it's done at least once risk reward, or it's got past any EMAs, I try to move the stop to entry plus a few. So irrespective of what happens today now, Trump says something or there's something major happens around the world, I cannot lose on this trade. And in actual fact, the more sensible thing, even here using just the 1 hour, because I'm getting later in the day, I'm going to have to close this, then I would move it in here and lock in some profit. On a Friday, when things get sluggish like this, I don't leave trades in over a weekend unless I'm at least 70 or 80 pips in profit. So this would need to get all the way up near to the target, and it's highly unlikely it is going to do that today. So I'm just going to watch this for the next hour or so, and then I will probably close it. You don't leave it over the weekend, because there's always a chance if something happens either extraordinary in the news or war zone or natural disaster, then the dollar could suddenly strengthen significantly. This could jump the stop and a win turns into a loss. And the other thing is the spreads really widen at the weekend as well sometimes, so you might suddenly get taken out just on the spread. Okay, I hope that helps. I say it is breaking the rules, but it's a good example of using correlation to help with the trade. And if I was following the rules specifically, I would still need to find 5 reasons. Correlation could have been one of them. Okay, have a great weekend. Catch you later.